Most of the bottles on the shelf weren't built for ULSD and high-pressure common rail. That's the problem. At 30,000 psi, chemistry that worked 20 years ago becomes grit in a 1 to 3 micron world, leading to rough, idle, lost MPG and clogged emissions. I'm breaking down 12 popular cleaners. 8 go on the stop using list. 3 pass the heat and pressure test, with data showing up to 87% restored power and real-world fuel savings. By the end, you'll know which category to use: detergent maintenance, deep clean, multifunction, or all system, and exactly when. Number 1, STP Fuel Injector Cleaner. A $6 STP fuel injector cleaner sounds harmless, right? So why do some HPCR owners report a rougher idle afterward? In high-pressure common rail, that bargain mix often leans on volatile carrier solvents instead of robust detergents. Those carriers can flash before reaching the injector tip's heat zone, leaving the real job undone. Low detergency blends struggle with ULSD-derived lacquer and internal diesel injector deposits. You're working with 1 to 3 micron clearances and about 30,000 psi shear that can bake weak additives into residue, not remove it. DW10 style testing shows you need strong detergency to restore flow. Maintenance-level cleaners rarely cut heavy deposits. Number 2, Lucas Oil Fuel Treatment. That honey-thick Lucas Oil Fuel Treatment is everywhere. But does viscosity equal protection at micron scale? In HPCR, the injector needle lifts a hair's breadth, and fuel must atomize into a fine cone. Thick carrier oils don't help that. They can slow breakup and blur the pattern. Sticky doesn't mean clean. Heavier carriers risk partial burn at the hot tip, leaving coked residue that pushes soot upstream and forces more frequent regions. Fleets report no consistent MPG gains versus true detergent-rich cleaners that actually reduce region counts. ULSD needs lubricity, but IDIDS respond to detergency, not thickness. Number 3, Gum Out All-in-One/Regain Non-PEA Formulas. Gum Out built its name on PEA, but not every all-in-one or Regain bottle actually contains it. That's where people get tripped up. Same brand, different chemistry, very different results in high-pressure common rail. Non-PEA blends tend to lean on PIB or PIBA detergents. They can clean soft varnish, but they don't handle injector tip and combustion temperatures well. PEA stays intact longer under heat, which matters when deposits form at the nozzle and internal passages. Standardized protocols that measure restored flow and power consistently favor high detergency packages with robust PEA content. Number 4, Royal Purple Max Clean. Royal Purple Max Clean looks premium and talks a big game, but does that matter at 1 to 3 microns? At HPCR pressures, you need detergent strength that survives the hot tip and actually restores flow. Marketing promises gains, yet the question is simple. What's the active package, and at what dose? If PEA is present at robust levels, it should tolerate injector temperatures and resist coking that feeds DPF load. If it's a blended approach with lighter detergents, survivability drops and results fade. Without third-party or DW10 style validation, consistent MPG change and fewer regions remain unproven. Number 5, Bardol Injector Cleaner. Bardol Injector Cleaner has history on its side, but can it hang with modern injector tolerances? In low-pressure eras, solvent-forward blends did enough to clear soft varnish. Today's high-pressure common rail is a different world, where micron-level fit demands chemistry that survives heat. Legacy solvent-heavy formulas tend to flash off and lose punch at the hot tip. They can soften lacquer but struggle with internal diesel injector deposits formed on ULSD, leaving flow and spray cone uniformity unchanged. Research on IDIDS points to targeted, thermally stable detergents as the fix, not just carriers. Number 6, Motor Medic Fuel Injector Cleaner. Motor Medic Fuel Injector Cleaner comes in with big promises at a small price. But can it handle 30,000 psi reality? In high-pressure common rail, budget mixes often lean on short-chain solvents that feel active right away. The problem is evaporation and burnout before they ever get meaningful time at the tip. You need detergents that stay intact through the combustion zone and still work at the nozzle and ring lands. Check the label. Light dosing per tank signals maintenance strength, not a deep clean concentrate. There's usually no mention of DW10 style validation or injector flow restoration benchmarks. That matters. Number 7, Seafoam motor treatment. Seafoam motor treatment is a legend for a reason. People pour it into tanks, crankcases, and vacuum lines. But HPCR injectors live at micron tolerances, and cleaning them needs targeted, heat-stable detergents, not a general-purpose blend. Its pale oil and alcohol base can thin fuel and lift soft debris, yet that debris may not dissolve fully. You can end up loading the filter and sending loosened particles toward a hot tip where partial burn risks coking. Many users report extra smoke and a brief, smooth idle, but that's not the same as measured power restoration or fewer DPF regions you see with true detergent concentrates. Number 8, Prestone Fuel Injector Cleaner. Prestone Fuel Injector Cleaner is a familiar name with a straightforward pitch, but does simple work at micron scale? In high-pressure common rail, clearances are razor thin, and the hot tip cooks weak chemistry fast, so a light formula won't cut it. Light-duty detergents can freshen port injectors, yet HPCR needs more. ULSD's lower lubricity plus EGR feeding soot and the DPF trapping it means you need cleaners that reduce soot precursors and restore a crisp spray cone. Check the dosing. Modest ounces per tank signals maintenance strength, not a deep clean concentrate, and there's no DW10 style validation listed. Only 3 are actually safe. Here's the filter. At 30,000 PS, I with 1 to 3 micron clearances. Only chemistries with high thermal stability and proven detergency make the cut. Most shelf cleaners miss because they're solvent biased, underdosed, or never validated under DW10 style protocols that measure restored flow and power. Think in 4 lanes. Detergent maintenance for light, ongoing cleanliness. Deep clean concentrates with high detergency packages for stubborn IDs and nozzle coking. Multifunction blends that pair detergency with cetane and real lubricity. Number 9, Chevron Techron Concentrate Plus. Chevron Techron Concentrate Plus is known for PEA, but does it hit the durability mark modern systems demand? The key is dose per gallon. Not every bottle carries enough active to reach the injector tip with authority, and HPCR won't reward a half measure. PEA's backbone resists thermal breakdown, so it can pass through hot zones, dissolve stubborn nozzle and intake deposits, and keep working in tiny clearances. Number 10. Redline S. I1 Complete Fuel System Cleaner. Redline S. I1 carries a heavyweight PEA load that enthusiasts praise. But does that translate to HPCR reality? Stronger can backfire if you ignore emission safety or overtreat. So the question becomes dose, interval, and compatibility. I1 balances high PEA with solvency that attacks hard carbon at injector tips and in upper cylinders. That's why many use it for periodic deep cleans instead of every fill. Its punch works best when you let deposits build slightly and then knock them down. Expert reviews often note smoother idle and restored injector response after a proper treatment window, which aligns with deep clean schedules around every 3,000 to 6,000 miles. Number 11, Liqui Moly Jectron. Liqui Moly Jectron brings a German deposit control mindset. But does it clear the modern diesel bar? Some bottles target gasoline only, so you need the HPCR-compatible diesel variant and the right dose per gallon to matter at the nozzle. Look at the detergent chemistry and thermal stability claims. The diesel-focused versions aim to stay active through hot tips, control IDs, and remain DPF-friendly. In Europe, user reports trend toward smoother idle and less visible smoke after a proper treatment window, especially when regions start climbing. Treat it as a program, not a one-off. Maintenance doses on regular intervals, then a deeper clean when symptoms return or region frequency rises.